Morning, everybody. Super excited for today. Today's a special day. Why is today a special day? Well, um, One Layer Deep was released this morning on the ebook. Chris, could you do me a favor and turn off that fan? It's blowing the sheets behind us all around. One Layer Deep was released this morning on the Kindle version, on the digital version. And I woke up at like 6 o'clock this morning to people's screenshots of like, oh my God, I got your book. I'm like so excited. So it's out in digital version. A lot of people are asking me about the print version. The print version is coming very, very soon. Like it's going to drop in the next couple days. We were a little behind with some things when it comes to the print version, but it's on the way. So just give me like a day or two and it should be uploaded. But today we wanted to go live. This is super casual and kind of just get one layer deep with you guys and share a little bit of the story and what we're doing and what we're like, why are we doing everything that we're doing? And just kind of get a little real and raw and get one layer deep and see if you want to come on this journey. If you want to help impact our community or the home service community. And we'll get started. And I'm sure most of everybody here watching already knows who I am, but my name is Libby DeLucian. And I'm just like you guys. I'm a mother and I'm a wife and I'm a daughter and I'm a sister. And I come from a pretty interesting background. And as a child, we were not rich by any means. And I worked as a kid. I worked hard as a kid. One of the greatest things that I ever learned from my dad was how to work. And from there, like I grew up working and knowing, like understanding work. But I was fortunate enough, I got to grow up with a family business or involved in a family business. And I always tell my story because a lot of people always think that maybe I was different or that I had it easy. If anything, I think I had it really hard.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes us different is those hard times kind of mold us. And then when something happens hard in your business, you look at that and there's like literally no comparison to the hard you went through as a young adult.
Yeah.
Yeah. And from here, I've always owned businesses, and I've had businesses fail. I've been divorced. I've lost everything, and rebuilt it better the second time. So we want to share what we're doing. We're very big into software. We're very big into technology, but we're also very real, as in we don't ever want to take the human aspect away from service businesses, but we want to help you grow and scale your service business so that you can free up yourself, right? And so I've been working with a coach, and gosh darn, does he tick me off because he asks me questions that sometimes I don't want to answer. They're the questions that he's like, Libby, what do you want your life to look like in 5 years? And I was like, I want this many users and I want this, he goes, if I haven't seen you in 5 years and hey, like, great, nice to meet you. What have you been up to? You're not going to start with how many users you have or how many customers you're cleaning their house for. Like, who cares? He's like, what matters to you in 5 years? And so over the last, for a while, I've been doing a lot of deep work on like what does matter in 5 years. It isn't revenue and it isn't number of customers. That's a byproduct of what I want in 5 years. And so I really had to get very, very deep and very intentional about what do I want in 5 years? Because that's going to shape the way I show up and I grow and where I work in the businesses and how I work in the businesses. And so I kind of want to share that with you and what we're doing and what we want to do in 5 years. Got anything to share, Chris?
No, just in what I've seen with, two different things is one is like, well, like where you've been. I just got to say, from an outside perspective looking in, there's no comparison as to how much you've went through in terms of, trials and tribulations, just having to deal with it. And I think being thrown into the fire your whole life is what makes this so powerful. Like with one layer deep, the method and the mindset. It's all that grit, all that like being dragged through the fire. And then you had to really like boil it down to the only thing that will help keep your life running.
Yeah. And when Chris says from where he met me, he probably met me at one of my lowest times. And that was coming out of an abusive relationship and literally losing everything. I mean, I only got left the clothes I had on that day. Like literally, I only had left what was like pretty much a few things, but like the clothes I had on that day. And that was it. That's how, when I say I had to start over, I had to start over. And I was 30 years old. Was I 30 or 31 when that happened to me? And so starting over is always and I was just talking to a friend and in her business, she's going backwards. And I said, sometimes we have to go backwards to go forward. And I think things happen. I know things happen for a reason. I have no doubt in my mind, without 100% certainty, that things happen for a reason, no matter how horrible they are to you in that moment. And that was one of the hardest things for me to work through, was I wouldn't take back anything that happened to me because I wouldn't be where I'm at today. So that means I had to accept a lot of things that weren't great, a lot of things that happened that were horrible. And so I think for me, that was like phase one, and that happens in our business. From the abuse.
Or from the ashes we rise.
From the ashes we rise. Yeah. And they were horrible. And I didn't talk about them for a long time, especially like some of the people watching here. Like, I was in CBF for a long time and I didn't talk about them because I was ashamed. Like it was pure shame because how could Libby let these things happen to her? She's supposed to be strong. And that's actually what made me strong. But, I had to be okay with what happened to me in the past. And that means one of the hardest things for me to work through, and even in writing the book, was being okay with my ex passing away, which is the father of Billy and Austin. I had to be okay with that happening. And that was hard for me because I'm like, how can I be okay with someone that died and that was the father of my kids? It's not that I wanted it to happen. I had to be okay with it. And I had to actually say that if that wouldn't have happened, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. And I'm proud of where I'm at today. And it's not that I'm proud of what happened. It's just that I'm proud of where I'm at today. And, working through all these things. And I think especially for women, this is one of the biggest struggles ever, is like actually saying out loud what you want. Like what you want. I have coaches and they're like trying to pull it out of me, but I always would go back to working. Oh, I can work. I can just work more. I can just work harder. Because again, my dad taught me how to work, man. He can work. And, but not really being able to put into words what I want or even think that I'm worthy of it.
So, for the females, for the women's perspective, having that stigma and having to really like hold yourself as strong. I'll even say for people like me, you asked me a question the other day and my God, could I not answer the question? But you asked me the same thing. You asked me where do I want to be in 5 years?
Yeah.
How do I want to be?
Because if I have to write this down, I need to know what he wants. It can't just come from me. I'm like, Chris, what do you want in 5 years? We're just like, and you could say, I want a $4 million company. That's baloney because that's not what you want in 5 years. That's the byproduct of what you want in 5 years.
But then I started to get real and you kept, again, alignment, intention, execution. What do you really want? Cut the BS. You had to keep doing that over and over again. As I explained something to you, you're like, no, what do you really want? And so I said, I want to be, and this is again, vain, but not vain, because I had to explain it in the way. I want to be jet setting. I want to be able to just go freely wherever I want, and be able to give contributions or input to the people that want it and are ready to hear it. And I explained a few other things and not being tied down to the day to day. And you rephrased it and said, so you want to be retired.
That's what I said. I'm like, so you
And
want to be like a retired consultant?
you don't want to work.
That's what I was like, so you're telling me you don't want to work?
But no, but the thing is that you were just clarifying a fact. But I could not swallow the idea of saying those words or saying yes to the idea that I don't want to work and I want to be retired, because it sounds, there's a stigma around it.
No, there is. And I was laughing because when I clarified it, I repeated it. When I repeated the exact same thing he wanted, but I said, so you're saying is you want this, and that. And I said, so you want to be retired. And he was kind of like, oh.
It was the hardest thing I could ever do, was to verbally like get it out of my throat and say, yes, that's what I want.
Why do you think that is? Do you think because you don't feel worthy of it, or you're embarrassed, or why? Like, because I mean, I have the same issue too with certain things.
I think deep down it's because I didn't feel like I was at a point to where I've done enough to be worthy of it. I haven't done enough to say that this is what I can have. This is what I want.
I see Maria on here. Hi, Maria. Hope you're having a great morning. Maria's on our Woot Recruit team. But you know, Chris and I want different things, because I would never want to retire. I'll jet set, but I want to jet set and work. Like, I love working. And you know, I shared a post yesterday with Chris, and it was an Alex Hormozi post, and it was you know, it was about he's caffeinated, nicotined up, ready to do the boring shit, right? And I said, you know, and I was having a conversation with Jonathan Potoshnik. He used to own Service Autopilot. I had him. He did some stuff in the book for me, and he's like, Libby, I love this book, and we're going to get into the book and some other things. He's like, I love this book because I think too many entrepreneurs are sold this overcomplicated dream of what business is. Business is actually really, really simple. It's super basic. And he goes, the concept you made in One Layer Deep is basic. It's super simple. He's like, this is genius. I've never heard of it. Never heard of microplays and playbooks, or not playbooks, game plans. And I said, yeah, because I made it. He's like, oh my gosh, I want to learn more. He's like, I'm getting on a plane to Italy, but like, let's connect when I come back. And I think we've, you know, and Alex Hormozi in that post said, you know, the boring stuff. And I love the boring stuff. And I think we're oversold this dream, you know, in life and in entrepreneurs, that like we have to get up at 5 a.m. and we have to work out for 2 hours, and we have to make our bed, and we have to hand off everything, and we have to do this, and we have to have complicated, expensive systems. We have to like, and he said that to me, and I was like, you know, he's right. I mean, I'm right on. He's right on point with, you know, what I believe and what I practice. And, you know, when Chris said that to me, I was like, so for me in 5 years, what I would love to do is retire, Chris, but I want to keep working because I love it. It's what jazzes me up. I'm a glutton for punishment. Maria, who's on our team watching, right? We're having, you know, some daily syncs in Woo Recruit, trying to help people with this recruiting deficit that the economy is in right now. And the poor Woo Recruit team wants to like just probably slit their wrist. Oh, I probably can't say that. I'll get in trouble. They probably just want to like go, you know, go cry in a closet, because I'm like drilling on them, and I'm like excited because when there's a problem, you know, that's when new solutions and ideas come out and come up. And so it kind of gets me excited, but my poor team, they're probably like sick of hearing from me. But anyways, you know, they, as far as business goes, you know, I was interested to hear that was Chris's dream. And so my challenge to you guys is, are you asking yourself, what do you want in 5 years? What do you want? If I was to not see you for a while and walk up and shake your hand and say, hey, how's it going? What you've been up? What have you been up to? How would you respond? Would it be with your number of recurring customers? Would it be with your revenue? I'm $1 million business owner. No.
Or is that somebody else's goal?
Yeah. Or is that someone else's goal? And so I think it's a great challenge to ask yourself that and actually write it down. And if you cannot fathom the idea of writing it down, here's how I had to start. I had to start with writing what I don't want. And so I'm pretty adamant and solid in knowing what I don't want. And so if you can't kind of get it out of your mouth or your head of what you want in 5 years, start by writing down what you don't want. That's much easier to start with. And we probably already have a good idea of what kind of life do we not want? What kind of business do we not want? And then we can reverse engineer it from there. And then go ask your spouse, your partner, whether you're a business owner or you're an employee, do this. And then go ask your spouse or your partner, what do you want in 5 years? Like I said, what me and Chris want don't align, but it can work together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you'll probably have to go through the same motions of breaking things down, alignment and intention, to get them to really see it for themselves and not for somebody else.
Yeah.
So asking the question over and over and over again.
And you got to ask it over and over, and you're not going to get it done in one day, right? You're not going to get it done in one day. So let's jump into like what we're doing, what we're building, what's the future look like for me and Chris. Well, Chris is going to be retired, so that's his future. So if you're ever interested in knowing what I'm up to, there is, I have my personal website, which is Libby D, as in dog, libbyd.com or libbydelusion.com. But you can always look and see what we're up to or what I'm up to. I have an events page up on that website, and Chris is going to drop some of these in the comments. I have an event page that's there, like places we're going, lives, workshops, webinars, in-person, book signing is all on there. But we also have our LD Ventures page. And this is what I had to work through of what I wanted in 5 years. This is our LD Ventures page. So these are all of the businesses, not all, but these are the most of the businesses under the Libby Delusion brand. And because Libby Delusion isn't even a real person. It's because that's not my real name. You guys all know my real name is Barbara. Libby's my nickname, but it's the Libby Delusion Ventures page of what we're doing and where we're trying to make an impact. And so my mission is to impact 100,000 cleaning business owners. And I just want to start with clean. Well, if you're not cleaning, that's fine. But I want to start with cleaning because you have to be a specialist before you can be a generalist. Like that's just what you have to do. You can't just be a generalist because then you're just full of general information and none of it is specialized. So I want to impact 100,000 cleaning business owners through our tools, our free tools, our downloads, our Facebook groups, through our books, through everything I have. I want to impact 100,000 cleaning business owners in 5 years. And I want to transform 20,000 cleaning business owners in 5 years, transform their lives, transform their businesses. Right? This is deeper. So I want to impact 100,000 cleaning business owners and transform 20,000 cleaning businesses. And my goal with everything I do goes all the way back around to Organize It, where it all started. And it's to help cleaning business owners organize and systematize their businesses and lives. Like that's super simple. And I want to help you organize and systematize your businesses and your lives. And how am I going to do this? I'm going to do this through all kinds of ways, through books, through workshops, through Facebook groups. We have 3 primary Facebook groups. We have our Sell, Convert, Clean Facebook group, which is targeting small business, small cleaning companies, mainly owner cleaners in the field, to quote with confidence, with precision, and with efficiency, right? As an owner, we know that quoting a job can feel heavy and it can feel like it's a guessing game. And so that's where we're going to start, is by providing low cost, easy tools that the owner cleaner in the field can use to help quote jobs faster so they can win more jobs. And actually they can quote them for a great price. I am so tired of seeing cleaning business owners underprice themselves, because they're pricing on their confidence. And so Sell, Convert, Clean is a tool where you can help you close deals in seconds with confidence. And we've barely rolled this tool out. We have a few users and they're giving us feedback every day. This tool is built by our industry for our industry. And so if you're interested in joining the Sell, Convert, Clean community, to give feedback. If you need help with pricing, make sure you join that community. Our dev team was just on a call with a small cleaning business owner this morning at 8 a.m. getting feedback, and we're going back and we're adjusting the software based off that feedback.
Yep.
This is a software for you guys. I'll be honest. I have very little input on this software. You know why? Because I don't quote jobs anymore. You guys keep asking me, you and Alfredo keep asking me for input. I'm like, I don't know. I don't quote jobs anymore. Ask my Organize It team, like ask our users. And so they've been leaning into the users to get more and more feedback. And this is my start of those small businesses that are looking for help, that want to make quoting more accurate, right? Fast, sexy, quote from anywhere. Because you could literally be in a house cleaning and you need to give a quote in seconds, or you could be sitting on a beach during your vacation because you're the salesperson still, and you want to be able to quote that job from the beach while you're on vacation. You don't need no computer. You can do it from your phone. It's fast and it's sexy. And so that's how, like, where we're going to start with that tool with Sell, Convert, Clean. And then, once we've got you mastering sales and pricing, that's where WootRecruit comes into play. And WootRecruit is all about hiring and staffing and retention of employees. I have a free group for there too. I give tips all the time on the market, on hiring. It's a free tool, a free group. I will say one of my biggest issues is I do not tie impact to revenue, which is horrible. Like, it's bad, guys, because I just want to help. But I'm like, crap, we got to pay our staff. So I have a ton of free tools. So these are all free, what I'm talking about, these groups, these communities. And then WootRecruit, it is a software, but in our free community, we're giving tips, recruiting numbers, what's average, because nobody talks about this. Nobody talks about, like, how much should I be spending? What is the average percentage of applicants who apply should pass? What is the average number of show rate? We share this every month. I give insights and tips on the state of recruiting and what we're seeing in our industry.
And I will say that we talk as deep in recruiting as a lot of people do in marketing. And so it's deep.
Yes, it's deep. So what WootRecruit is about: fast, proven, and effortless. We have so much data in WootRecruit. We've had over 243 million applicants come through our process some way and so we have the data. And we have the data, the know-how, the expertise. And also, I'm in a cleaning industry. Like, I sync with my office all the time and Organize It. We feel what you feel. We use the tools that you use. And so, again, WootRecruit, it's hire the right people fast. And that's what WootRecruit is about. And WootRecruit was my first software that I made. Sell, Convert, Clean, I bought the code for that software for a basis. And then we built off of that for the industry, and we made modifications. And the reason I'm going into this is I am not a technical founder. A technical founder is someone who knows how to code and they make it. I'm not. So if I can own software, guys, all of you guys can own software. But I'm going to go on a slight rant right now. In 5 years, we don't know what software will look like. In 5 years, most software could become obsolete, because AI will be so advanced that you may not be paying for a CRM anymore. You won't even need to understand AI. You could just tell it, hey, make me a CRM that does X, Y, and Z, and it can create the code for you. Or it will be crowdsourced, like GitHub, right? Where I need code because I want this, and someone can give you the tools to create software. And I see a day and time, it could be 5 years from now or 10 years from now, where we will not be paying like $9 for a software tool because we can make our own.
Right? We might not understand AI,
yeah,
but we'll be able to use it and consume it. Just like with the iPhone or whatever, you don't have to know how to use it.
Because I own 2 softwares. We have another one. We'll drop that at the end. I have 2 softwares right now. I have a lot of people reaching out to me and asking, hey, Libby, I'm in the middle of making a software. Like, hey, Libby, I hired a dev team. And my first tip for that is, if you guys are, because this is a sidebar of what we were talking about, is don't sink a ton of money into software because, like I said, in 5 years, it become obsolete. What are you trying to do? What are you trying to prove? Is this long-term? Is this impact? Is this short-term for money? Because it could become obsolete in 5 years, and just the development stage and the beta testing is a couple years. And if I'm in that for a couple years and I only got 3 years becomes obsolete, the amount of money, the hundreds of thousands of dollars you'll have sunken into it may not see a return in 5 years. Now it could be 10 years, it could be 5 years. I'm going to go with 5, so I play it safe. But I'm already in the software game, guys. I've been in it before this, like I've been in it. So I'm staying in it for a little while. But we're also taking precautions and positioning ourselves so that if that happens, we're okay. So let's get back on track. That was just my software rant, because I think in the last 2 weeks, I've like 10 people come up and say they're launching a new software, but they're hiring a dev team. They're in beta. I'm like, oh,
honey.
Yeah. Just be careful, because it could be a money pit. You may not get the return that you're looking for, depending on what you're looking for, right? Is it impact? Is it long-term? Is it short-term? Is it just to make a few bucks? It's a great question to ask yourself. And so we went from Sell Convert Clean, which is our low-cost tool to help owner cleaners in the field, to price with confidence, right? And then once you master that, then we can help you hire those first set of people, that first employee. I'm going to have a webinar October 9th on Let Me Hire Your First Cleaner. I'm going to give you the entire package, little kit you need to hire your first cleaning technician. And again, all my friends are large cleaning companies. And I'm like, you know what? I love them as friends, but where I want to make the impact is the people coming in. And so I'm kind of like going back to with some of the tools, like, hey, let me help you figure out how to price. Like, let me help you how to figure out hire your first cleaner. And so that's where I found that like my passion really, really sits is in kind of helping those people that want to come up and want to grow. And they're not just owner cleaners in their field. They're people with 5 employees, maybe with 10. And because I know people with 10 employees that still can't quote.
Yeah.
Like accurately, it's a guessing game. And then I know people that have to rebuild. And when you rebuild, you want to look at rebuilding differently. I had to rebuild when Hurricane Ian hit us, and we rebuilt differently. And so, as we go through, right, we're quoting, and then let me help you hire your first cleaner. And did you drop this page in the 1LD Ventures?
Yes.
Okay.
LD Ventures. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. And then after we help you hire that first cleaner and you start to learn how to recruit and you get better at interviewing, then we have our One Layer Deep software, which is our 1LD.co. And you're like, well, Libby, tell me more. What is that? So I have done this for a few companies. I've done this for all of our companies. And it's creating the One Layer Deep. It's the 1LD OS. It's an operating system for your business. Now, it's not only cleaning specific, because I've made this for softwares. I've made this for the cleaning companies. I've helped other people make this for their business. And it's clear, it's actionable, and it's impactful. It scales. It's what scales without chaos. So you guys always hear me talk about systems, always hear me talk about processes. And so what I did was we created it and built out our 1LD.co software. And we're super excited for it. And again, my mission is to impact 100,000 companies, 100,000 cleaning companies. And how am I going to do that? Right? Well, it's with my free tools. So if you want to learn how to just do it yourself without me necessarily doing it for you or hosting it for you through the software, join our 90.1ld.co challenge. October 1st, I'm launching a challenge. I already have 106 people signed up for it. And it's a challenge. And what it's going to do is it's going to follow the book. And I'm going to show you. You just got to give me 10 or 15 minutes a day, every day for 90 days. This is free. This is 100% free because I'm all about impact. I'm going to show you how to get your business organized. I'm going to show you how to structure this business. I'm going to show you how to audit your employees' times, right? How to capture them, how to audit it. I'm going to show you, is your ego getting in the way? What's an exercise we can go through that's in the book, the 5 ego buckets. But I'm also going to show you how to make micro plays, game plans, and to create your owner playbook. And that is my 1LD OS system, operating system. So I'm super excited for the challenge, right? 106 people in there so far.
It's the 1LD90 game plan.
Yes, it's the 1LD90 game plan. It's a challenge. It's a challenge that you show up with me every day, but you don't have to be on the live call. What we're going to do is if you sign up with the link Chris used, I'm going to go live every day to do the teach. But then when you sign up, and I'm going to go live in our One Layer Deep community, it's a Facebook group. And then when you sign up with that form, we'll text you the replay. We'll text you the replay so that you can consume it later in the day. If you need to review it, we'll make sure we text that out to you at the end of every day.
Yeah. And so with the 1LD90 game plan, what this is it's a way for you to jump into, again, it's building habit. It's taking the 1 layer deep method and turning it into the mindset, which again becomes your culture. So this is here in bite-sized pieces for you to start and stop as you move through it. So each day we drop it live. If you're there and you're writing us from the very beginning, that's amazing. You're going to get the experience like no other. If you're joining us after it rolls out each day, you're going to get that daily game plan with the next step for you to jump into the next play. The great thing about this is because life is so dynamic, is that you can pick up wherever you left off with this game plan. And so as you go through and as you hit something, you get it accomplished, you start to build on it. You can go back next day and get the next game plan, the next play, to go ahead and just keep rolling with it.
Awesome. And yeah, with the game plan, if you, like Chris said, if you miss a day, you can pick right back up. And 90 days, giving me 10 to 15 minutes a day. It isn't necessarily going to change everything in your life, but my goal is to condition you to learn the habits. It's all in learning the habits and doing the boring stuff that nobody likes to do, but we have to do it. Guys, this is how we get out of chaos. We have to do the boring stuff. And the boring stuff is asking yourself hard questions. How do you document certain things? Then after we document it, how do we organize it? And then after we organize it, how do we distribute it back to our employees? Because just because I have playbooks, and this is the anti-playbook playbook, I'm going to make a strong stance here and say playbooks are dead. The traditional playbooks that we know are dead because our attention spans have shortened. Our employees' attention spans have shortened. And we need to make our SOPs, right? Short, actionable, bite-sized pieces. Just giving them exactly what they need, when they need it.
Deliver the right information.
Yeah. Wait, we have it written down, and I was like, wait.
Let me go ahead and recap it for everybody. It's all about delivering the right information to the right person in the right way at the right time, and all 1 layer deep.
Yes. And so I'm going to guide you through how do you do this? How do you think through this process? Because the reason I made it, and I told Chris, I'm like, man, 90 days is a long time. I don't know if people are going to like be able to keep up with me for 90 days, not keep up, but stay on course for 90 days. But that's what it takes, guys. It takes doing some of the hard stuff, and all this is so basic. It's not hard. The hard part is because it's boring. And the hard part is being consistent. It's discipline, right? It's being disciplined. Motivation fades. It goes. You lose it. It's based off emotion. I'm going to teach you how to be disciplined. And then once we get this idea captured, right? You can have all the playbooks in the world, but if this is not your culture, no one's going to use it.
Technical difficulties.
Somebody was calling me. Then we're going to teach you, like, how do I make this a culture? I need a culture of structure. I need a culture of playbooks. How do we then inject this culture? Because culture isn't parties and sunshines and like prizes and games. I'm sorry, if you need to do a game for your attendance, there's a short-term band-aid for a long-term issue, right? Culture is about having structure and creating accountability and safety, right? For the employees, and consistency, because that's what they want. They don't want parties. And we want to make sure we then show you how to inject this culture. Tammy said, what? Yeah, I wanted to make it like 75 hard, Tammy. But 75 hard, if you miss a day, you have to start over. And so I have a coach, and we were talking through it, and we were setting it up. And I wanted it originally like 75 hard, because I'm like, yeah. And then there's Chris and the coach going, no, like
not everybody is
life
like
happens.
Livy.
And like, I'll say, okay, so if you miss a day, you don't have to restart. You can pick up right where you left off. But yeah, we talked about it being like 75 hard, but I'm like, I don't want to scare everybody off.
So, but the difference here again, Tammy, is the way that we designed 1LD90 is that, again, you pick up again every single day. Once you complete one of the micro plays.
That's me.
Hang
Sorry.
on. Yeah.
I'm just reading my notes.
Once you complete one of the steps in the micro play of this 1LD90 game plan, it waits until the next day and it kicks off your next play. Because again, we don't want to overwhelm. We don't want to just flood you with everything. It's got to be intentional. It's got to build habit. It's got to be, again, super simple, one layer deep, because we don't want you to get off track. So as you work through it, as you complete it, the next day, you're going to get the next step, the next play in this 1LD90 game plan.
Yeah. So then so I want to answer Tracy's question. She goes, to clarify, is the owner dashboard culture systems, is that the CRM? Would it replace Jobber? No, absolutely not. This is what your business runs on, right? Your CRM, your customers run on that. So CRMs are customer relationship management tools, right? Your customer, it's your schedule, your customer. This is going to be where your business runs, right? Where your employees go to find solutions, to find answers, so that you can stop asking or answering every question. This is where you go if you have the owner portal, the owner command center, where you go for your numbers, your data, your KPIs, and where all things are connected into one place, where spreadsheets are housed. So it's like a command center. Have you ever flown like an airplane, like a cockpit, and you have everything you need as an owner? So where this came from is I have aphantasia, and when I went to build things, we didn't realize what I had. I had to see things visually, or I did not remember them. Like, so aphantasia means I do not have the ability to visualize. I have no image in my brain when I dream, or I can't daydream. So now I know why I work all the time. I don't have the ability to daydream. And so I have no vision. So if someone says, close your eyes and envision a red apple, I don't see anything. It's black. And so when I started making this years ago, so I started this years and years ago, I had to see everything, or I would not remember that a spreadsheet existed. I wouldn't even remember that I had a software I was paying for. And so I had to see it all. So over the years, we built, Chris helped me build some of it with the ability to see everything in one spot. Right. And then I also needed to see where's all my stuff for my cleaning technicians, best practices. If you're reading the book, it's the handbook. We call these micro policies. Where's the how-tos? Where's our training information? Where's our onboarding information? Go ahead.
Yeah. So I want to recap here as you go through this is, again, this is all based on the fundamental of the one layer deep method and the mindset, which is delivering the right information to the right person. And that person is different for each type of person. The right information to the right person in the right way at the right time.
Yeah. And so to answer Tracy's, no, this would not replace a CRM. A CRM is a customer relation. That's where you do your billing, scheduling, your customer management. This will be your business management tool, where you manage your business, where everything is housed and organized. So we will host your playbooks. We will give you templates for playbooks, micro plays, to create your owner playbook. So what I describe as an owner playbook is my holy grail of everything, like a library of where every single thing is, right? Google Drive can't do that for you. It can try, and then so we'll get into, that's a whole different topic.
And that's all in the book, by the way. The entire, again, the software is the unfolding of and the actual implementation of all the concepts inside of the book.
Yes, absolutely. So we're excited to launch, but let's go back to the challenge. The challenge, sign up for the challenge. I'm going to give you the tools, and we're going to work together in a Google Drive. And so everyone will have the tools, and we're going to walk through like, hey, how do I make micro plays, right? The TikTok of SOPs. How do I make these? What do they look like? How do I then organize them? How should they be structured? And we're going to work together in Google Drive. And why? And I just talked about Google Drive not working, but we have to practice it somewhere. And I want it to be free for everybody, right? I need it to be free for everyone to work in, to practice. And then if we want to take it to the next level, that's where we can help you take it to the next level with the software. But there's nothing wrong with Google Drive, right? And that's where we have to practice and start this process. So make sure you sign up for the challenge. It's free. Share it with every business owner, every cleaning company. Like, help us together influence or impact, 100,000 cleaning business owners. Like, how crazy is that? No. And here's the thing, what I'm not selling or not doing, I'm not coaching. I am not coaching. I'm not selling coaching. I don't want to be a coach. Because a coach asks you questions so that you can then get to your own solution. And I love coaches. I have coaches, but I don't want to do that. Yeah. I don't want to ask you questions. I want to give you the tools that you need so that you can go faster.
This is for the season of execution.
Yeah, I'm in the season of execution. Like, we're done learning. Like, nobody needs to learn nothing. Like, let's just put the learning aside. Libby's just going to tell you, you do this, then you do this, go.
and so that's a great point and we said it before in One Layer Deep and what it is and the concept, the method, the mindset. But One Layer Deep is an accelerant for anything that you apply it to.
Yep.
And so that is the reason why, again, it's not about the coaching. It's about the implementation. It's the execution. We've seen all of the most successful people in this world. We've studied them. We've looked at it and figured out what is it that makes them different. What is it that makes them tick? And it's the element of pure execution. And so One Layer Deep, the book, the method, the mindset is all based around execution and at its purest form, and taking anything that you have, any knowledge that you have pre-existing, because again, we all have everything that we need in life to be able to execute, but we're just not doing it.
Yeah. And so, I mean, I don't know how many of you guys have done this, but how many of you guys have paid for information and then you don't know what to do with it? Like, you don't know how to apply it. You don't know how to organize it. You don't know how to give it to your employees. You're just, and you feel like you wasted money. You might have absorbed the information, but how many times have we paid for stuff and then you're like, well, it's great and all, but I don't even know how to apply it. And I don't even know and so what the whole point of One Layer Deep is, especially with the software and or the challenge that we're doing, the game plan challenge that we're doing for 90 days is, I'm not going to make your plays, micro plays. I'm not going to make your game plays, but I'm going to tell you how to do it. I'm going to give you prompts that help you create them, right? We're going to use some AI. But I want you to take all that knowledge, all that information that you learned, and then for once and for all, capture it, right? Organize it, systematize it, and then inject it into your culture.
So here's the thing and the difference that I want to share about the 1LD90 game plan is that it's not a handout. It's not meant to just give you stuff or a freebie or whatever. It's meant to take action. It's for people who are ready to take action. So if you're looking for a handout or a freebie, this is not the thing, really. This is for taking action. So if you're ready, jump in.
Chris gets really offended when people, so he's like I don't know, he gets super offended because he's like, people just want to take from me all the time. He's like, he's trying to like protect me from either people that copy us, or like sometimes you can feel like a little used because people want to take. And they're like, but they didn't even participate, or they didn't like do certain things. But they're, the fastest people to ask me for a handout. And so that's his like protection. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me.
But my passion, my goal is to be able to help people who are at that point of being ready and just need to know how to execute.
Yeah. So that's my goal. It took me a long time to actually put it into words, is that I want to impact 100,000 cleaning business owners and transform 20,000 through our tools, through our free webinars, free workshops, through our Facebook groups, through our tools, through our communities. And my goal is to help you organize and systematize your business so that you can spend the weekend with your kids. Like that's it. So that you can be a great mom, so that you can be a great husband. But if your business is in chaos, you can't do that. So let me help you systematize and organize your business. It's pretty simple. Took me forever to figure that out. And I think I kept fighting it. Like it went back to organize it, right? I kept fighting like, oh, but I don't want to be an organizer, but that's what I am. And I'm a different kind of organizer because I'm a minimalist. And that's where One Layer Deep came from. It's like at the minimum, at its core, how can we make this work? How can I build this? How can I make this? And so it just kept going right back to there. So we are super excited to launch our ventures page so that you can see what I'm doing, how this works. On our ventures page, again, we have Sell, Convert, Clean. We have Woot Recruit. We have One Layer Deep. We have our books. We have the One Layer Deep book, and we have Leading Like an Elephant book. We were able to get One Layer Deep, the book, to bestseller. Thanks to all of you guys a couple weeks ago. And in December, we're going to try a push for Leading Like an Elephant in December to hit bestseller. So don't buy it until December. I'm joking, but
again,
yeah.
The push for bestseller. This is the great part, is that Yaya will be the one who's supporting it, pushing it, and there every single day making it happen.
Yeah. So so we're excited. We're excited to kind of just keep going, keep impacting the industry. I shared on my Facebook page the other day, I'm got invited to go speak in Boardroom, which is Dan Martell's high level SaaS owners. And I'm there next to like Jennifer Hootie, I think that's how you say her name, and people. And it was kind of surreal. Like I said, full circle. I started in SaaS Academy as a student, as a software owner when I first started Woot Recruit. And then we come back around, and you come back, right? You come back a little smarter, a little stronger, coming back as a bestseller. And I was reading my bio, and it said cleaning business owner. And I said, I am, and I'm going to rep that cleaning industry like no one's ever seen, right? Like no one has ever seen. And so I'm really motivated and excited. But again, what I'm trying to do isn't necessarily through coaching, right? Like I said, I don't want to be a coach. I want to create impact in our industry. I want to change our industry. I want to change how people perceive us, of what, I remember when I used to be in BNI, I saw Kat on here, BNI, and I'd show up in a suit and high heels to BNI, and they're like, "You're a cleaning business owner?" I'm like, "Yes, I am." I know Kat from BNI. That's how. Yes, I am. And I am the, I'm going to knock your socks off. And so I'm bringing everything back around to that. It's so fun to see how it's full circle. And where can we make the biggest impact? Any other comments?
No, just that I'm fired up because I want to help people take action and execute. And this here is the start of today. The ebook officially launched to, you can purchase it on Amazon, the Kindle app version. The hard book is still pending release.
Yeah.
It should be here in hopefully a few more weeks.
No. Just a couple days.
Couple days.
Just
Okay.
a couple days.
Okay. I wanted to clarify that because a lot of
Yeah.
people are asking, when can I get the physical book in my hand?
Believe me, I'm asking the same thing, guys. The publisher's trying. We just had some hiccups with some deadlines. The publisher's trying because I have a book signing. I'm taking 100 books to a book signing to LCR. It's a lawn and landscaping conference in Louisville. And Jonas will be there, Pest Control Millionaire, Naylor, who owns LCR. And who else? Oh, Jonathan Potoshnik, I believe, will be there as well. And so I'm taking 100 books for the guest and signing them. And I'm like, that's October 20th. We still have to order them and get them delivered. I'm like, we need the books. So everybody's asking me. It should any day. It should drop.
And it will be available on Amazon Prime. So if you are signed up for Prime, I think you can get a 2-day delivery virtually anywhere that Prime delivers.
Yes. So we're excited for One Layer Deep. I woke up this morning to people posting screenshots of it.
At 12 a.m.?
At midnight. They were like, and then another one at 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, do you guys go to sleep? I'm like, oh my gosh.
I saw a few people already reading the book. They were already on taking snapshots or snippets of the quote. I know Kathy was on here as well. It's just super exciting to see.
Yeah. Again, goes back to my mission. My mission is to impact 100,000 cleaning business owners. And then I looked at Chris the other day. I was like, are there 100,000 cleaning business owners? And I'm like, yeah, probably in any way, shape, or form, commercial, residential, right? Window cleaning. It doesn't have to necessarily all just be residential. But 100,000 cleaning business owners. And because everything I've been doing to position myself has been there. Like I volunteer on council for ISSA. I've coached in the industry for Debbie Sardone for 5 years that I loved. And it's all just kind of compounding over that. And so I'm really passionate and excited to kind of like dive into that and try to reach the 100,000.
We had a question. Amy asked, do you do an Audible version? Actually,
yes,
we are in the process of recording it.
Yes, we're in the process of getting that ready.
And it is not going to be Libby AI, by the way.
No,
it's actually going to be Libby reading the entire book, start to finish. So,
and I'm going to add little blurbs in the back. So if you ever listen to Gary Vee's like audiobooks, he has like, or did Dan do that?
Dan did that as well.
Dan did that as well.
Inside the chapters.
Inside each chapter, at the end of the chapter, you get some bonus. So I'm definitely doing that in the audiobook. But the reason I'm not excited about the audiobook, Amy, is because my publisher, he's like, okay, there can be no noise, zero noise whatsoever, not even a fan. And I got 2 kids and 2 dogs and a coffee machine that goes off every 5 seconds because it's one of those that, I don't know, it cleans itself. And I'm like, how am I going to record this? And I don't want to go to a studio just because I don't like to drive. I don't know. I want to do it at home because I'm comfortable. Plus I have the mics. When you're married to an audio engineer, I already have all the equipment because the publisher's like, you might need to go to a studio because you need mics and this and that. And where's that other little thing? Oh, I don't know where it went. The pop filter.
Oh yeah.
The pop filter. And I'm like, oh, we already have all this because Chris is an audio engineer. But then it's like, it has to be silent, like not even a ceiling fan running or like, and I'm thinking to myself, how the hell am I going to pull that off with 2 kids? Yaya's homeschooled. She goes to the neighbor's house, Amanda's, for a couple days a week. But Austin's a senior. He gets out at like 10:30. I don't even know why he goes to school. Like he gets out at 10:30 and he goes to school at 6 and gets out at 10:30 in the morning. I'm like,
yeah,
I don't know how I'm gonna pull it off.
And I will say this also, because of your aphantasia, you aren't able to hold the images of what the words should read like or flow. So in terms of speed, comprehension, reading.
Oh, so yeah, we discovered that's also why I suck at reading.
It's
Because of aphantasia. So with most people like look at a word and they can hold that word in their mind. I literally have to sound out every word as I read it. That's why, yeah. And so I figured out that that's kind of why I'm not great at reading. I was like, and here I thought I was like dyslexic or something. But man, do you find out a lot about yourself when you actually like take the time to listen and learn and ask questions? You can find out a lot about yourself. Send the kids to your house. Oh, Amy, Yaya has a good time. I'm not gonna lie.
Mhm.
She likes to talk though.
We take her to Skinny Dogs locally here for
Yeah.
brunch, and my goodness, she meets a new friend every single day.
Yeah. So yeah, we take her everywhere. I was reading Amy's comment. Take her to your house, and then so it'll be real, Libby. Can we take it?
It'll be the real Libby.
Oh, we can take it. Yeah, bring it.
on.
I know. So yeah, I don't know. I told Chris, okay, you're gonna have to take the kids every day and leave and unplug every device, everything in the house, every ding. You don't notice all the dings and stuff until the publisher says, okay, like you need a quiet space, and then you notice like dings on computers and iPads that are
And
hooked to your computer.
kid-
like
A kid flushes the toilet.
yeah, and you're like, oh man, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. It's gonna take a lot of
4.
it's gonna take. Well, we're gonna have to take the kids away and unplug everything. But yeah, we start recording it very, very soon. So Amy, yes, it's coming. So guys, I'm super excited. Share my challenge. Share the 90 game plan challenge with anybody you know. It's free. I'm gonna give you the tools. We're gonna share some Google Drive stuff or a folder. I'm gonna share an actual way to make game plans, micro plays. I'm gonna share with you what they are, a prompt to help you build them. But we're not gonna cheat. We're not gonna use AI to make it all. And why can't we?
This is also in the book.
Because if I use AI, and don't get me wrong, I love AI. It's like the bomb. But if I use AI to make everything, when something breaks, I don't know how to fix it. I was in a Cody Sanchez thing the other day, and she said something to me, and because this is part of my next thing I'm dropping. That's soon to come. She said something the other day, and she's like, never invest in a business that you don't understand. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, that makes sense. But I would take it a step further, and because I see AI doing this, and I would say never like implement a system or play or a game plan or a playbook or whatever the heck you want to call it, an SOP that you don't understand. And what I see is a lot of businesses going to AI to say, hey, make me my playbook for sales. But if you don't understand it to its core of how it works, don't implement it. If you didn't make it, if it wasn't your words, now use AI to clean it up, right? Structure, grammatical errors, spelling, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, use AI to clean it up. But don't use AI to make it. Because if we do this, when it doesn't work, when someone has a question, when it breaks, and it will break, everything in business will break, right? It's just a matter of time. You will not know how to fix it when it breaks. You won't even know where it's broken. And sometimes this is why when we take someone's process or system and we put it in our business, it doesn't work because we don't understand it.
Or we can't get on board with it.
And I want to use an example for this. This is in lawn care industry and in cleaning, and that's pay for performance. Pay for performance. It's great. I use pay for performance, but I've seen too many owners try to inject pay for performance, use pay for performance in their business, and they don't understand it yet. They know it works. They want to use it because they know they'll become more profitable, and they can also pay the technician in the field more money. This is not just cleaning. I've seen this in lawn care as well. but they don't understand pay for performance. And so when they take that process, that system that someone else taught them, and they put it in their business without them understanding it yet, they don't know how to answer the questions. There's a lack of confidence when someone has a question. When it breaks, they don't know how to fix it. And so that's what happens also when we use AI too much to create the process at its core, or the fundamental process. And so what I want to do is really, we're going to, and in the book, I love how they use the cleaning reference of, we're going to deep clean your business. Your business needs a deep cleaning, like a scrubbing. We're going to tear it down, deep clean it, and we're going to put it back together. And so the 90-day challenge is really going to help you kind of get your mind wrapped around it. Now, I can't do your whole business for 10 minutes a day for 90 days, but I can sure the heck help you make it better and learn the habits.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So join 90.1ld.co. We couldn't make the URL any shorter. We tried.
Oh, it's a sexy URL. When I found that 1ld.co was available, I was like, I'll buy it.
Yeah. So, but for the 1LD 90 game plan, again, this 90-day, every single day, there's an action to execute. You can go ahead and register for that. It drops October 1st is when we officially start the game plan, and you can register in advance. Again, put your phone number in there. We will text you every single day. Again, one layer deep, right in front of you, exactly what you need. Go to 90.1ld.co and pre-register there, and we'll get you rolling here in the community on October 1st.
Yeah, I'm starting it October 1st for a few reasons. We're starting October 1st because it's the beginning of Q4. And I needed 90 days because it's going to just be 10 or 15 minutes a day for 90 days. And I needed 90 days to really lay this out in small TikTok versions. I believe that the days of hour-long trainings in modules, the traditional way where they're doing like storytelling, and they kind of break down the why, I kind of believe we're fading away from that traditional coaching era, and people just want the information. And so you're going to see also my teaching style is going to be a lot shorter. So if you've been on some of our workshops, they're much shorter. I'm only teaching for about like 10 minutes, and then we're going into like 20 minutes of doing. I'm really a big fan of doing, because it's going to teach you how to do it versus you just relying on someone for the information. But the reason I wanted to do 10 or 15 minutes a day was because it's micro, right? It's a micro way of learning. But that's about all the time bandwidth that we all have. Like, we don't have more than that. I could do an hour a day for 30 days and get it done, but who's got an extra hour a day? Nobody. I don't like.
Yeah.
No. And so this style is going to be the new style that you see us going into, where it's just straight to the point. Here's what you need. Let's do a little bit of work and buy. No storytelling, no aspirational, no inspirational, no no upfront stuff, because like when you learn how to do it, like when you learn how to coach and do presentations, there's like the pain to glory story, and you lay out your coaching, like your presentation, and you start with like pain and then the story and the glory, and
just give me the execution.
I'm just going to give you the execution. We're going to cut all that out. And it's not because there's anything wrong with it. I just think our attention spans have changed over time. And I feel your pain of like, oh my gosh, like it's too long. I don't have enough time. I can't fit any more inside of me. And also I think the pain to glory story when it comes to like presentations and keynotes is it injects this level of emotion, right? That causes motivation. And motivation is short term. It's not reliable. And so how many of us have seen like a presenter or a keynote speaker and you feel it's like, oh yeah, like I'm excited, but you never implement it because that motivation fades. And so I'm adjusting. And I also think AI is going to have a lot to do with taking down traditional coaching. I do. Because we can seek our information somewhere. We're looking more for connections and relationships now. And, how can I take that and shorten it. And I'm in the same boat with you guys. Like, I just give me what I need. I don't need like context. I don't need a story. I don't need to know how you feel. And it's not disrespectful. It's just like, just give me the thing.
And that's, yeah. And that's that. And I just want to say that that's why I said what I said earlier, is in terms of, I really am driven to help people who are driven to like take action, because this is it. This is like execution. It's like the difference between having to push start a car versus just turning it on and going. And so this is all around that execution. It's all around just doing the thing, doing the hard thing, getting it done in a way that really is designed around the unbreakable truths. It's around something that's so small, so simple that you can just take action, and it's not this big lift.
I just noticed this whole time I've been slouching. It's because the mic is too far forward. I'm like, I looked at myself on camera. I was like, oh my gosh. So yeah, I'm super excited for the challenge. It's going to be a challenge for me too, guys. I have to go live for 90 days straight. And I'm looking at my travel. I have to go to Louisville for LCR. I have to go to Boardroom for SaaS Academy. I have to go to Oklahoma for something else. And then I have to go to Vegas for ISSA. I'm like, how am I going to pull this off?
So for those that are with us live throughout these 90-day cycle, Christmas included.
Well, don't. So here's the thing. Bye, cat. Here's the great thing about the 90-day challenge is that there are breaks in it.
Mm-hmm.
There'll be we're calling them reset days, because here's the thing. You got to reset. You can't work every day. You got to reset. And so I'm going to force you to reset. I'm going to force you in this 90-day challenge for reflection. I'm going to force you to think and to ask yourself questions. So it's not all just work. It is work, but it's not all physical, like tactical work. There is some reflections. There are some reset days. It is very structured on purpose. So don't worry about like, what if I need a day off, or if I'm going on vacation, or no, some of it's asking yourself questions. Some of it's doing the work, and the next day deliver it to your team.
Yeah.
Because how many times have we done something and you're like, oh crap, I didn't even give it to the team. Like, I made this and I never even gave it to them. I've done that 100 times. And then you wonder why they're not following anything, or they can't find it. So a lot of it is baby steps. It's baby steps, right? It's doing the hard things in baby steps. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm super excited. I'm super jazzed. I'm here. I was just talking to a friend the other day. She was asking me some software questions. She wants to start a software. And she asked me how I was doing. It's like, I am doing great. I am taking over the world. She goes, you are. She's like, you are. And I'm super jazzed because I want to take over, the cleaning industry. And then from there, the world. But again, I'm starting as a specialist, and then we'll move into being a generalist. So I'm super excited. If you guys have questions, comments, look for our groups, right? We have the One Layer Deep community, the Sell Convert Clean community, and the Woot Recruit community on Facebook. Look for those groups. Check out our ventures page to see what we're up to, or what we're building. And then check out our events page to see kind of where in the world is Libby. Whether it's a virtual event or whether it is an in-person event. And I'm excited.
Yeah.
Are you excited, Chris? Or are you tired?
Oh no, I'm fired up. Yeah.
We're pretty tired. We're not going to lie. We had to push to get a lot of things done. The book had a ton of resources in it, and we're like, oh crap, we forgot to make the resource page. And so it's just been an amazing ride. I want to thank every single person who pre-ordered. I want to thank every single person who, they pre-ordered, they joined our launch team. I want to thank every single person who participated in the praise quote. Those were turned in yesterday, and the publisher is going to choose the praise quotes. And I just want to thank every single person who's a Woot Recruit customer, who's a Sell Convert Clean customer, who's an Organize It customer. Kat's an Organize It customer. She's right here in Fort
For
Myers.
those who already pre-registered for the 1LD90.
And everyone who is, I have 106 people pre-registered for the 1LD90, the 90-day game plan challenge. And thank all of the Woot Recruit team, Sell Convert Clean team, Libby DeLucian team, and the Organizer team. This morning they were posting in the chats. The Organizer team was like, "Today's the day. You got this, Libby." And I was like, "I'm so nervous. I'm ready to." I'm nauseous, because it is a scary thing, guys, to put your ideas on a piece of paper, to put this much money and time and invest into something that you're going to put out into the world, and you're like, "Oh my God, what if nobody understands me?"
It's there. It's permanent.
Yeah, and it's permanent. A book is forever. So, well, I hope you guys have a great Tuesday. We've been on forever. That was the point. I just wanted to chat, share, answer questions. Make sure you catch our podcast. I totally forgot to talk about that. Yesterday, we dropped our podcast with someone that helped in the ghostwriting process, Kayla Fair. She helped. She's the one who did all of my interviews for the ghostwriting process. Make sure you catch that podcast. She gave some great tips if you're ever interested in writing your own book. Make sure you check that podcast out. It's also on the LibbyDeLucian.com Facebook page. All right, guys, have a great day.